Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sammy, and in this video I will show you some useful Clip Studio Paint tools you can use to select the colors to use in your illustration work, as well as several tips I personally use in my drawings. If you haven't done so yet, I strongly suggest purchasing Clip Studio Paint. This painting software is an affordable and powerful program that will help you do illustrations, comics, animation, and so much more. A quick note before I begin. The features and steps and gestures I will present will be for the iPad version, as this is the version that I use and am more comfortable with. The other version will have a quite similar gesture. Okay, so let's start with the tutorial. One of the first features I will present was introduced with the latest 1.12.0 update, the color mixing palette. Just like a palette you will use for traditional painting, you can mix and select the colors that you will use for your work. The color mixing palette will open automatically after opening the app after updating it, but if you have closed the tab, you can always access it again by going to the Windows tabs and selecting color mixing. For practical effect, I will place my tab in the middle of the screen so I can better show you the multiple features it has. You will be presented with a screen similar to a blank canvas, a row of basic colors, and a lot of useful tools. The same gestures set up for the regular canvas will work for the Mixing Colors window too. We will go one by one explaining them. Remember, if you use the default gestures on iPad, you can also use 2 fingers gesture for undo, 3 for redo, tap with the finger to select any colors on the color mixing canvas, and you can resize it whenever you want. The tools you can use in this canvas are limited to 4. The tool you're using in the moment, a default paintbrush, a mixing brush, and the eyedropper. On the upper left corner, you can adjust the settings of the color mixing window to your preference. You can change the background of the canvas from transparent to either white, black, gray, or beige. This is useful if you want to see the contrast of the colors you will use in different backgrounds. Here you can also replace the subtools I mentioned earlier with the ones you're currently using if you prefer. Just tap register current subtool and the brush you would like to replace. For example, here I am replacing the default brush tool with the oil paint brush. Finally, you can easily clear the canvas by tapping the corresponding button. Now, for the other exciting features that can be used for selecting colors in Clip Studio Paint, color sets. With your download of Clip Studio Paint, you also receive some default color sets you can access at every time by going to Window and then to Color Set. Here you will find the different color sets you have saved. To color pick a color, simply tap it and you will instantly be able to use it on a canvas. This feature is very useful, as you can save the colors you use frequently and access them quickly. To make a color set of your own, simply head over to the Settings section and select Create New Set. You will be created with a blank color set, and to add a color, simply add the Add Color button in the bottom right corner of the color set window. The Delete button is right next to it. A very useful tool Clip Studio has is its asset store. You can browse through dozens of color sets made by users in this website and download the ones that are most appealing to you. A final color tool I will present is the Color History window. It does what the name says. It lets you color pick any of the colors you have used recently. Simply tap on one of the color squares to select its color. Finally, I will show you some tips I personally use for selecting colors. Learn the fundamentals of color theory. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to get into the most detailed specifics, but you only need to know theory to be able to use it for practical situations. Get yourself a color wheel that you can see often, and read up on terms such as saturation, hue, value, color temperature that will help you describe the colors you need. Do you want to have the knack for deciding which colors go well with each other? Learn some terms like analogous and complementary colors. Make different thumbnails to get an idea of how exactly do you want your art to look like when colored. This saves a lot of time during the final process, and you don't have to adjust the colors as much if you already know which ones will give you the effect you want. The process is very easy. Just make small versions of your sketch in different colors until you get to a result that looks satisfying to you. I suggest, don't be afraid to use colors that you won't normally use. as you can end up discovering something new about yourself and your art. Study different artists whose color you enjoy. I don't mean exactly copy their artwork. If you haven't done so yet, make a visual collection of your favorite paintings and illustrations and ask yourself, what makes them so eye-catching? Is it the lights and the shadows? Is it the unusual choice of colors? Is there extensive knowledge of color theory? Use the things you notice about other artists you admire and try to use them in your own work. Finally, have fun when exploring color with your art. Remember, the path to get the result you want won't always be easy, but if you have fun, it will reflect in the art you make. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, write them down in the comments and I will try to answer them quickly. Hope the tutorial was useful to you.